It's the peak of the rut throughout much of the whitetails range, and most of the hunters are extremely happy. A lot of guys and gals take their vacation for the peak of the rut. Not me. I'm actually doing some work today, waiting for a few days to get right past the peak of the rut. The reason is, well, we need to define the peak of the rut first. The peak of the rut is the top of that bell-shaped curve that shows what percentage of does are receptive each day during the hunting season. And at the peak of the rut, of course, the highest percentage of does are receptive, which means bucks don't have to travel very far to find a receptive doe. And once with that doe, they tend her or stay close to her for 24 to 36 hours. They're probably not traveling real far during that time, and then because so many does are receptive, they don't have to move far to find another receptive doe. There's not a pattern, it's not a food cover pattern, especially for bucks right now, and bucks probably aren't moving very far. The pre-rut, when a smaller percentage of does are receptive, and there's a lot of competition for those few receptive does, tends to be when we see the most bucks. A lot of people forget it's a bell-shaped curve, and the back side of that curve, or the other side of that curve, is similar to the pre-rut. Now, some bucks have been harvested, some have been injured. It's not going to be the peak of excitement as the pre-rut, but on the back side of that curve is still some really good hunting. So my Motries show me the same thing. I've got several Motry mobiles out and just looked past couple of days, and there was one camera that had a flurry of activities. I could just go through the pictures and see, man, there's a doe running, a bunch of bucks running around. That doe was obviously receptive. And if you've been hunting there, you got, boy, I'm at the peak of the rut, this is great, I'm gonna schedule my vacation this day every year. But if you look at the activity of the other cameras over that 3-day period of time, you're going, oh, the rut's off this year. It's too hot, it's too cold, it's too something. So remember, the peak of the rut is when most does are receptive, and that's actually an inverse relationship to when you're going to get the most pictures, because if there's not a receptive doe near your Motry camera, you're probably not getting a lot of activity. Using that Motry data is a great way to learn about the deer herd where you hunt and to become a better and more successful hunter.